In this video, we are going to be talking about what is going to make the difference for you in 2023 for your business and personally. I'm going to be going into 5 different things that I think will really make a difference for you. If you feel like 2023 is the year that you want things to change, not just in the results that you're getting, but the outlook and the perspective that you have, these next 5 key strategies I have will help 2023 be a year worth remembering. The first thing about 2023 that you can make different is your focus. As Rory Vaden says, diluted focus equals diluted results. So focus is going to be a key area for you this year. Number 1, you're going to establish a schedule and you're going to work that schedule. If you have a business idea or a nonprofit that you want to start, if you have a major goal ahead of you, you can improve your focus through establishing a work schedule. And I'm not saying that you have to plan out your week or your day minute by minute, because there has to be flexibility for your personality type. But establishing some sort of schedule, whether that be carving out time every day, time blocking, or making an appointment with yourself on your phone calendar, you can establish a schedule to work on everything from developing the vision and the mission and the goal of your business to the actual steps of creating content, recording, or mapping out the pieces of your business that you need to establish in order to achieve the results that you're looking for. Number 2, you're going to reach out to X number of leads per week. So whatever business that you have, whether it's real estate to marketing to any service-based business, or any kind of organization that you want to start, there's going to be people that you need to reach out to and contact. Maybe it's finding sponsorships, seeking out brand affiliate deals, or whatever points of contact that you need for your specific industry or business. Having a goal of a certain number of leads that you pursue each day or each week is a part of this focused time that you are going to establish for your business. The third thing, you are going to develop a certain number of pieces of content per week for your business. There is a certain level of exposure that you want for your business in 2023. And you might be wondering, how am I going to achieve that? How am I going to achieve this exposure? Well, one of the free ways that you can achieve exposure is through social media content creation. And that can feel daunting. It can feel overwhelming. But if you give yourself a goal of even one piece of content that you're willing to create per week, you will do that work of establishing a habit that you build on and a baseline that you can then improve upon and build upon. You're going to create a to-do list, because as you're mapping out your year and you are deciding what is it that you need to achieve in order to get to certain milestones in your business, there's going to be a to-do list that is associated with that. So part of your focus for 2023 is establishing that weekly, that monthly, yearly to-do list. And that might sound simple on the surface, but really getting down and writing this down, having an Excel spreadsheet, whatever way you prefer to document it, will help you keep your focus in 2023. The next major point that's going to be the difference for you in 2023 is your consistency. And your consistency is going to be outflow of the focus that you have. So the first consistent thing that you're going to do is you are going to consistently wake up at a certain time each morning to ensure that you are ready for your first appointment of the day. Whether that's an appointment with yourself, a client, a meeting, or within that appointment for yourself, you are sitting down at this time in the morning to start working on that to-do list we just talked about, or sending out the emails, reaching out to the leads that you're going after. But you're going to consistently show up for yourself every day, show up for your business every day, so that you can see those results you want to see. The second consistent thing that you're going to do is you're going to consistently fuel your body with water and food that fuels your goals. Now, I'm not saying you need to be an extremist and only eat salads for the rest of your life, but I'm asking you to consistently evaluate what is one small change you can make in your water or your food intake that fuels you. Maybe it's drinking half your body weight in water. Maybe it's waking up every morning and having a cup of tea. Maybe it's changing out the sugar-filled cereal in the morning for another healthy alternative. But it's just making a consistent, small, manageable step in your health that's going to benefit your goals. The third thing that you're going to consistently do, and I referenced it back in the focus piece, is you're going to consistently put out a piece of content per day, per week, so many per month, even if your audience is small. And if your audience is small, I get it feels like you're climbing up a mountain to get those views, get those subscribers, get the likes, get the engagement from your audience. But the more consistently you serve your audience on social media, the more you will eventually see harvest from those seeds that you're sowing of just consistency, consistency, consistency. And maybe you don't have time to put out a piece of content every day, but you could put out maybe 3 pieces of content in a week. This is all leading back to the time you're going to take from being focused, where this consistency will build. The third point is that you are going to have a renewed outlook in 2023. That will make a huge difference for you this year, is your outlook. You are going to, in a focused and consistent way, renew your mind, encourage yourself, and keep perspective. I often talk about how easy it is to look at how far we have to go, but how we have to intentionally remind ourselves of how far we've come. This is all going to be a part of keeping perspective, renewing your mindset, and encouraging yourself daily to keep moving forward. The second thing under the outlook point, you're going to choose to see the beauty where you're planted, which can be really hard at times, but the more consistently and focused that you do it, the more it will become a part of who you are, that you look out at life and you see the beauty where you're planted. The third thing is you are also going to focus on gratitude. You're going to be grateful for the things that you do have in your life, the things that are going well, the wins that you have. Being grateful doesn't mean you're content necessarily. Being grateful doesn't mean everything's going right, but being grateful is an intentional choice to see the beauty where you're planted, to see the life that you have in front of you, and enjoy the journey where you're at right now. Even if you're working on taking several steps forward, heading off into the sunset to where you really want to be, you're going to choose gratitude for where you're at in the journey right now. Fourthly, you're going to cultivate and create and foster an environment and an atmosphere that fosters creativity and a positive outlook. Maybe that means organizing and getting your space that you live in cleaned up and decorated in a way that just makes you feel inspired and ready to tackle things. Maybe it's putting on uplifting music, but you're going to do things in your current environment that foster this place of creativity and positivity. And number 5, you are going to do things physically, like exercise or getting some sunshine or fresh air in the morning or throughout the day, that refreshes your spirit. Because when you are looking at the results of what you're going after and you feel like they're elusive or they're minimal, you need those things that you do that refuel you. And doing physical activity can just refresh your spirit in that way to get you back on board to being focused and consistent and saying to yourself, okay, this is not the end for me. This result that I'm having today, that's not where I really want to be, isn't where I'm going to stay. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to keep going. The next thing that's going to be different for you in 2023 is your willingness. You are going to do the hard thing of pushing through fear this year. 2023 is going to look different for you than 2022. Whatever held you back before, whatever fear you were holding on to, whatever fear had against you that was holding you hostage, no longer has that power anymore, because in 2023, you are pushing through fear. The next thing is you are going to be willing to do the hard thing. You're going to be willing to keep going at it even when you're discouraged and defeated and depressed and discouraged. You're going to keep doing the hard thing. You're going to be willing to take risks this year in ways that maybe you haven't been willing before. And I'm not talking about throw it all out the window risks, but there are risks that you can take in 2023, and your willingness and your flexibility to walk that out is going to be different this year. The next thing is you're going to be flexible in ways that you weren't flexible before. You're going to be open-minded and willing to charge forward into maybe new territory than you were in the past. The last thing under willingness is you're going to be willing to hear correction and feedback. And this can be a risky thing too, because hearing correction and feedback means sometimes we hear things we don't want to hear. But 2023 is different for you. And so I believe the thing that's going to make a difference for you in 2023 is your willingness in all of these areas. The fifth category of things that are going to make a difference for you in 2023 is your determination and your resiliency. Number 1, you are not going to let a lack of results hold you back anymore and discourage you and keep you beaten down in defeat. This mindset of feeling like you're just walking around the same mountain over and over again and things don't change doesn't get to rule your mind in 2023. You have a renewed sense of resiliency and determination that this year is going to look different. The next thing is you're going to keep going even when it's tough, even when it takes you 5 months to get somewhere that you're looking around you and might take the next person 2 months to get at. That's not going to hold you back. You might feel like you're army crawling towards your goals while you look at other people and it feels like the wind is at their back and there's grace on what they're doing, but you feel like you're constantly under the stress of things just never working out. Your grit and your resiliency is going to make a difference this year. It's going to make a difference in your attitude and the way that you see things. So regardless of what's going on around you to the left or to the right, you are focused, you are consistent this year. Your outlook is better. Your willingness and your determination that things are going to be different is going to fuel you forward. The last thing under this determination piece is that you're going to be willing to pick yourself up and get up after failing. You're not going to keep lying down in the dirt while everybody else continues to pass by. You're going to get up and you're going to go at it again and again and again. And my last bonus piece that I want to talk about is your habits. Your habits are going to make the difference in 2023. You are going to establish goals and you are going to break them down into micro steps that are so small that you have no excuse not to walk them out. All of these pieces that I've talked about are also formed through habits. So I want you to ask yourself, what habit can you establish this year? And then consistently show up in that way. All of these things are related to business, but they're also related personally as well. And while most of what I've said sounds like common sense, yes, we know this, yet how often do we really execute on these things? I had a video that published a week ago that talked about we are an information heavy culture, but yet we struggle to execute. And part of this struggle to execute is because we're not focused, we're not consistent, we're not willing. Our outlook needs to be renewed. And our determination is faulty. It's up and down. It's not consistent. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect in order to fully walk this out and be successful. But these are key areas that you can work on that will lead you down this path of getting the results that you're going after. And when it comes to business, there are a million success stories of people who have made it in the first 2 months, first 3 months, first 4 months. But that is not everybody's story. And if you feel like that's not your story, that doesn't mean that down the line, you're not going to get to where you really want to go, even if it's taking way longer than you feel like it should. But if you have been in this place of lying down and feeling discouraged and defeated and frustrated that your story looks the way that it does, you need to ask yourself, is the way that you're viewing your life serving you, or is it continuing to keep you in this muddy pit of depression? I want to challenge you to renew your mindset. I want to challenge you in these key 5 areas that I shared in this video, in this episode. And I want you to look at 2023 differently. I want you to see joy in the journey, joy in your footsteps, joy with where you're at in this chapter and season in your life, and not consistently wish for the next chapter. Because before you know it, you might find that you've wished your life away. So ask yourself, what can I enjoy and love and do in this season of my life with what's within my hands right now, what's within my grasp right now? The more you do that, the more joy you'll experience. And as an ambitious woman of faith, I can tell you that what encompasses all of these things is a foundation in Christ. So if you like this content, I encourage you to like, subscribe, and check out more of my goal-oriented content.